Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Speas. I am an author from North Carolina and a self-proclaimed hot mess. I'm here today to introduce my new book, From Hot Mess to God's Best, Decluttering Your Mess to Be Your Best. So I'll share with you a little bit of my hot mess history. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I was in a really challenging period of my life. I had become an empty nester. I had a daughter that was away at school and she was having a difficult time struggling with some mental and physical health issues. I was in a job that wasn't really serving me well. My mind had always been crazy, but it kicked into overdrive. And I was just kind of wondering, what is my purpose in this new era of my life? So I started praying about it and I felt the nudge to write. And share my struggles. So I talked back to God and said, God, I compare, I people please, I'm impatient, probably shop a little too much, probably drink a little too much wine, and I'm generally just a mess. What could I possibly share that would help others in their lives? But the nudge continued. So I started writing a blog, which later turned into a book, Confessions of a Hot Mess from Mess to Message, which was released in November of 2021. Now, that book took quite a while to be released, and it was very frustrating, but I now know that it was in God's timing. In 2021, I suffered a pretty traumatic personal loss, and of course, dealt with all the other 2021 stuff that we dealt with. So it was really the bright spot of my year to be able to get my message out there into the world. Because it took so long for the book to be published, I actually pretty much finished this new book. And I'm going to show you the cover. So again, it's From Hot Mess to God's Best. It's a tongue twister, decluttering your mess to be your best. So one of the things that I've realized is that as we walk through life, we accumulate mess. So our earthly experiences and disappointments shape who we become. We try to protect ourselves from fear and shame. We try to avoid rejection, and we define success by the world's standards. And by the time we reach 50-something, not that I am, we've accumulated a lot of mess unless we declutter it regularly. And this mess holds us back from God's best in our lives, and it keeps us from sharing our gifts and talents to make the world a better place. And Lord knows it needs to be a better place about now, so we need to share those. Anyhow, our mess results in strongholds, which are negative thought patterns that hold us back. And some examples of those are things like guilt, shame, pride, comparison, people-pleasing, rejection, a lot of the things that I've shared already. And they're damaged thought patterns that just kind of run like a record in the back of our minds. And a lot of times we don't even know that they're there or that they're impacting us. So in the book, I share 12 of the most common strongholds that impact us. And kind of the structure of it is that I generally will share, of course, I share my hot mess, share a little bit of humor. I share some personal stories. I share biblical information, scripture, some stories from the Bible, and some practical steps that you can take towards overcoming that stronghold. Now, it's been pretty therapeutic for me writing the book. I would not say I'm cured of my hot mess. I've probably gone from hot mess to progress, but have a ways to go. It may take a trilogy to get there. The objective of my book, if I really had to sum it up, could be to the acronym HOT MESS, helping others to make every stronghold scarce. So that's really what I would like to achieve. You may have heard of the WIFM, what's in it for me. So the with you, or what's in it for you from the book, are that hopefully it will educate you a little bit on some of the strongholds, help with some self-awareness of what are the things that are negatively impacting you, and then hopefully give you some inspiration and practical tips you can use to move past that stronghold and to move towards God's best in your life. So I hope that you'll consider buying the book. God bless.